Hello everyone, my name is Thomas Spangler and my class number is CIS212. I'm doing my project on the 2025 NBA draft. We're going to sit here and talk about all the prospects that came out the first round this year. Number one this year was Cooper Flag going to the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flag was by everyone should have went number one. Was a really good prospect. If he was eligible to go in last year's draft, he would have went number one as well. He's a really good player, kind of can do it all. Be a good franchise player for Dallas. After everything they went through during the year, it's nice for them to come around and get some luck at the lottery and get a Cooper Flag. Number two, we had Dylan Harper, the second best player in the class, easily. Dylan's gonna go to a really good San Antonio Spurs team. His father was an NBA legend. It's good to see a son of a legend go into the NBA draft. Number two picked is gonna be point guard, shooting guard. He's gonna play with Wembanyama on San Antonio. It's gonna be really good there. Number three came as DJ Exum. He's kind of a do-it-all player, super athletic, you know, and he can kind of high fly and do everything. He's pretty good shooting guard. He's gonna fit in with the lucky Sixers team because if they had some bad luck, they would have lost their pick. But coming out of Baylor, he should fit well with the young group over there in Philadelphia. Next was number four with Con Knipple. He went to the second player out of Duke that came out this draft. He is kind of a really good shooter. He could knock down three really well, and you can kind of just plug and play in any spot on Charlotte. They need young talent, and anything they can kind of get will help them out and do them really well. Number five was Ace Bailey. Number three consensus pick. In my opinion, he should have went probably number three. He second player out of Rutgers. He kind of do it all. He can be that superstar like scorer, if you can say. He's not the greatest on defense, but used well in Utah, he can go far and do well. I think. Number six is Trey Johnson out of Texas. He's a guard. He went to Washington Wizards, and he's gonna get the ball in his hand a lot on a bad Washington team. He's gonna be able to score and shoot at will, and have a ball in his hands all the time, and be able to really max out his potential right away. I could see him getting a lot of minutes in Washington. Number seven was a interesting pick in Jeremiah Fears, guard out of Oklahoma, goes to New Orleans Pelicans. They also made a trade later on that's very interesting, but talk about that later. And with their first pick, they grabbed Jeremiah Fears, Pelicans, guard out of Oklahoma. He can interesting. He's a good ball handler. I like him. I think he can be pretty good, but he's kind of a smaller prospect, so we'll see what he does later on the time. Igor Demon goes number 8 to the Brooklyn Nets. They have 5 first-round picks this year, so we're going to talk about Brooklyn often. Igor probably should have went later down, in my opinion. Super tall, 6'8" point guard. He's Russian. He played overseas for a little bit and then came over to BYU for his first year in the collegiate season. And I think he's going to get the ball in his hands a lot in Brooklyn as well. Same with a lot of these early teams with the first couple picks. Igor Devin's going to be able to be like a Josh Giddey light, in my opinion. I can see him doing some numbers in Brooklyn. Number 9 was Colin Murray Boyles, probably the second best defensive player besides Cooper Flag, who went number 1. Colin Murray Boyles went to South Carolina, going to the Toronto team and Raptors. Going to be the only Canadian team. And like I said, he's pretty good on defense. He needs to work on his shot. It's really tough. And he's the only one that's played 2 years in college at this point. Everyone else is a freshman. He was a sophomore so far, and I think he can be really pretty good on that Raptors team, but everyone would be really good on defense. Number 10 was the Phoenix pick, and they ended up trading it to Houston for the Kevin Durant trade, but we won't talk about that too much, so we just talked about the draft prospects. But number 10 is the Phoenix pick, and they get Kaman Maliwalk from Duke, so it's our third player so far from Duke. And Kaman is probably probably the best big man out there. 7'1", huge guy, 253 pounds. He's a monster. He can be a scary presence to try to score on. He could be in the way, and if I was standing next to him, I'd probably freak me out too trying to play against him. So that rounds out the top 10. And so let's move on from there. Now to go on to the 11th pick was used to be Memphis's pick. Portland ended up getting it in the season from a trade they made in season, and so Portland has 11 now, and they grabbed Cedric Coward out of was it Washington State? Not exactly the who I would have picked here. Interesting pick. Probably would have went like a little bit down more on my board, but Cedric Coward, he's gonna play some good defense. He's a really long wingspan. He has a lot of potential to be really good. But yeah, I'm not super high on Cedric Coward. It's interesting he went in the spot he went, but he didn't play a lot in college. He was the guy that got injured. He only played a couple of games in college, so he has a lot of potential. Interesting he went where he went. Next pick would be number 12, Noah Senge from France. So this is our first player that came directly out of overseas, because everyone else had played 1 year over here. But they might be from different countries, like Kaman Maliwalk from Africa, and Igor Devin from Russia. Noah Senge's from France. And he goes to my favorite team, the Chicago Bulls. So I like the pick. I think he's going to do really well. He's 18 and a half, the second youngest player in the class, just 3 days younger than Cooper Flag. And he's a lot of potential in my opinion. I watched him play a little bit of summer league today, and he has a good defense. It works a little bit on the offense, and I think he has great potential to keep going. And with the young Chicago team that we have now, I think Noah Senge has a good chance of reaching his potential and being pretty good. Number 13 goes to Atlanta, or was Atlanta, just traded to New Orleans. So this time New Orleans has their second first round pick, Derek Queen, center. 6'9", he's a pretty tall guy, really good on offense. He's a traffic cone on defense, so he's not great at defense at all. But he has the potential to easily score 20 points in the big leagues. He's really good on offense, but I would have been interested in my team picking him at 12, but they had eyes set on a different player. Derek Queen, the second big man to come out this draft, has good potential to score the rock and good on offensive. See what happens in the NBA. To wrap out the lottery with the 14th pick, Carter Bryant out of Arizona. Really good player. It's the second pick for San Antonio as well. They grabbed Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. Excellent draft for them. Good for them. But having Carter Bryant, who could easily be that 3-and-D, 6'7", big boy, he can do it all, I would say. And he's one of my favorite players. I liked him a lot, and then he started gaining a lot of traction, a lot of hype, and now he became the 14th pick. But originally, I think he'd be in that 20ish range. But Carter Bryant going where he was now is nice. So, and then now we jump out of the lottery, go with the champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They grabbed Thomas Sorber, my bad, of Georgetown. This pick has been traded around a lot, but this is another player that had I think he had injuries going down his freshman year. Yes, he had the foot injury, and he didn't play much at college at Georgetown. But yeah, he's a lot of potential to be really good on defense, and he's going to a Oklahoma City team that's super young. They won a lot. They won the championship this year, and they get an excellent prospect in Thomas Sorber. And in my opinion, that's an excellent name. I'm just playing, but it's good that Oklahoma City got a good prospect in Thomas Sorber. Hassan Yang out of China. So this is the used to be Portland. They or my bad, Memphis. Memphis traded down. They had 11. They went down to 16. So that's what originally happened with that pick. And they grabbed Hassan Yang from China. 7-1, huge boy. But this guy was supposed to go in like the 40th pick. He wasn't supposed to go in number 16. Close it off. Overall rank on this is 35. So yeah, I wouldn't have had him this high at all. But yeah, this guy has a lot of potential. Be like the Yao Ming, the modern Yao Ming, let's say. But see what happens to this kid. I have high hopes for him. Johan Berenger out of France goes number 17 to what is it? My apologies. No, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Minnesota, my bad, and they grabbed the second player out of France. You know, a lot of young talent coming out of France. Big kid, 6'11", covers a lot of length, really good on defense. What an interesting kid if we drafted him at 12. But I like him. I think he can do a lot. Have a lot of potential, and with a good Minnesota team that needs big man depth, it's good for them. With the second Washington Wizard pick, number 18, Walter Clay Jr. out of Florida. Florida just won the national championship for college hoops, and Walter Clay was their best player. So now he leads. 5 months ago, he held Florida to a national championship. Recently, he gets drafted first round to the Washington Wizards. Or my apologies, it's going to Utah. Yes, that was the Utah pick going to Ace Bailey with Ace Bailey. So this is the second Utah pick. This is a little messed up. I can't. There's a lot of trades and stuff, so I'm trying to see exactly what every player went to. But yes, he's going to play with Utah. But Walter Clay Jr., excellent scorer. He's a good defender. He kind of could do it all. He's just a little shorter, in my opinion. But I think Walter Clay has good potential to get the ball in his hands a lot in Utah and score their points. Next, we go with the second pick for Brooklyn, 19 overall, Nolan Traore, another France kid. Um, if you would have said a year ago, he would have been top 5. Him, Nolan, he had not the greatest year. He slipped down boards and ended up going 19. But with tunnel vision and not the best passing, which you want out of a 6'3" player, he doesn't show great point guard skills, but he's good shooting and good decision making with his defense. So I think he can get somewhere, but he'll play a lot in Brooklyn. He'll have a lot of opportunity to shine. Wrapping out the 20th pick out of Miami from Illinois. So from college nearby, Kasparis Yakishonis should have went a lot higher in my opinion. 6'5", 205 pounds. Like I said, out in Illinois, Kasparis is going to play a lot in Miami. Not playing so well in the summer league at the moment, but I have a lot of hope and belief that Kasparis Yakishonis is going to play really well and get really far in the league with time and marination, as you can say. But Kasparis is going to play a lot for the Miami Heat, also out of Lithuania. Now, exiting the top 20 picks and going into the last part of the NBA first round draft. Number 21, Will Riley, also out of Illinois. So back-to-back Illinois kids. Will Riley, he's a little taller than Kasparis, but I watched a lot of Will Riley and Kasparis because they go to the college but nearby. And Will went a little higher than I would originally thought, and I like he gets to play a lot in for Washington, and this is the second Washington pick, and then from earlier he'll be playing with VJ Edgecombe, and they will have or not VJ Edgecombe, my apologies, Washington. That would be Trey Johnson. So Will Riley and Trey Johnson, excellent scorers for them. I think Will Riley can score the rock. Excellent. His three, not the greatest, but he's going to drive to the basket and try to score at will, and then play make as well. I think Will Riley is going to have a good year over there in Washington. Jake Powell, the third pick to Brooklyn, goes number 22 from UNC. Jake Powell, nice 3D wing. He can shoot the ball well and play good defense, so he can fit in on any team. Going to Brooklyn, the third first round pick. I think he probably should have went a little later. Brooklyn picked a lot of interesting picks, and this is another interesting pick. But Dre Powell is gonna fit right well in with Brooklyn and play over there with them. Number 23 goes to Atlanta, so they had a pick later on, but they traded down. I think they had 13. They go down 10 spots to 23, and they grab Asanua from UGA. Asanua is I like him. He reminds me a lot of like Noah Senge, but I think he should have went a little bit sooner. I think he fell down a little bit, but I say he can do really well. Um, Scoring, he's a big kid. I think he's really long. He's a 6'11" wingspan. He can shoot. He helped Georgia out a lot, getting their way into the NCAA tournament. And I see him doing really well in Atlanta with all the young talent they have over there. Next, we got Nick Clifford, guard of Colorado State. He going to the Sacramento Kings. And Nick Clifford, I don't know honestly too much about him, I'll be honest. And he's a late blooming shooting guard. He can do really well. It's unfortunate that he is a little bit older. He's 23 years old, and it's not the greatest to grab older prospects like that, but he still has some potential to increasing his abilities and get better over time. So we'll see what Nick Clifford does uh, for Sacramento Kings. Number 25, Miami. Not my bad. Orlando Magic. They grab Jace Richardson, son of his father is. I'm sorry. I'll get back to it later. I would say, but I can't exactly remember who that is. But he's also his dad is also was in the NBA, like Dylan Harper as well. But Chase Richardson, he he's really good on defense. He's not the tallest player. That's why he slipped down to number 25. He is only 6'1", which is not ideal for a basketball player. And he's not necessarily the best of a point guard position. He's not the best passer and or shooter. But he's aggressive, 19-year-old, only wants to get better. But his size might limit him in the NBA. But it's good for Orlando Magic to get a guard, which they really need. It's going to help them out. The fourth Brooklyn Nets pick, number 26, go to Ben Sharaf from Israel. Another interesting player. Probably reaches for every single one of these Brooklyn Nets picks, which is understandable. And Ben Sharaf, he is really good on playmaking, pick and roll, good instincts of the game. He can kind of do it all. He has a lot of potential, but right now I don't think he's the best. Probably would have picked him later on, as I mentioned earlier, but Brooklyn had a lot of picks, so they were swinging. As they swing one more time, Brooklyn grabs their last pick, number 27, Danny Wolf out of Michigan. Big guy, 6'11". I think this is a good pick. Out of all of them, probably the best value, let's say. And yeah, he's a big guy. He can kind of, do it all, but like not the best. He's a good shooter. His free throws aren't the best, but he can pass and rebound. He can kind of do it all. I like Danny Wolf. I think Danny Wolf has good potential in Brooklyn to go a long way. Number 28 goes to Hugo Gonzalez, guard out of Spain. So him and was it Igor Demon played back overseas together in different leagues, and Hugo stayed over there and played over there overseas. And I like Hugo. I think Hugo Hugo plays where he was supposed to be placed at, but Hugo has a lot of potential out of Real Madrid, and I think he can um, just go far with his potential. He might not be the best player, but him playing overseas on that team he plays for now with all the old NBA alums, I think he has good potential to go far in the NBA. I'm a big fan of Hugo Gonzalez. Going to the Boston Celtics was a big win for him. Starting to get towards the end now, as pick 29 goes to Liam McNeely. He's going to Charlotte to play with Conconnipple. Liam McNeely left UConn was a dropper. If he would have a year ago, he would have went a lot higher. He started his shooting wasn't the best, and he's not the best athlete as you could say, but he's a good role player. He'll get better over time, and he's a really good shooter. And Charlotte adding two really good shooters in this year's draft class is an excellent opportunity for them to get better. And I can see Liam McNeely having a good year in Charlotte. And then Yannick Cohen Yadenizer, center out of Penn State, goes to the Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers. They give Yannick Cohen Yadenizer. Awesome name. That's a mouthful right there. But yeah, another riser from Switzerland. You know, a lot of overseas talent. But he played at for Penn State, and he just needs to get a little bit stronger. I'd say he's a young guy. He needs to get a little bit older and bulk up a little bit. I think he has good potential with the Clippers. They can, use him really well. He's a big kid already, so just imagine when he fills in on that body and gets better over time. I'd say Yannick Cohen Yanizer has a lot of potential to get better and um, you know have a good career over there. Thank you everyone that stuck through and listened to the end. If you jumped around a little bit, I had fun kind of going over all 30 picks. Never really done something like this before, so it's pretty fun. But thanks for listening and sticking around if you have.